Hey, what's going on YouTube? Texas Triple Tapper here. Wanted to do a quick video on a knife I had just picked up. Kind of excited about it. It was a pretty good buy. Got it off of Amazon. I know y'all hear me talk about Amazon a lot, but love me some Amazon. This is a Nescole, N-E-S-C-O-L-E, 14-inch Bowie knife. It has a handmade Damascus pattern on it. To me, it kind of looks like a Bowie knife, but you know, I'll let you guys kind of decide. But it is really cool. Let's just talk about it real quick. The handle here is made up of walnut, and it is a rather large handle. And for me, that's not really a big issue because I've got pretty good sized paws, and a lot of knives, if they're too small for me, no matter how I get my hand on the handle, it rubs and creates a hot spot. And I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. I got a few other knives to review here, so I'm gonna make this a video day. But it does come with a leather sheath. Excuse me. It is nice and thick. There's nothing, you know, super fancy about it. It's got the little belt loop here. It's not a very big belt loop. Oops, sorry about that. Not a very big belt loop, but I think, you know, with like a little razor blade or something, you can nick out a couple of those little strings and make it a little wider. So it also has this little protective piece right here. It just snaps off. What's kind of cool about it is this, it'll probably lessen over time, but the knife has a really good fit into here, you know, so like it won't come out, you know. So, but let's go ahead and take a look at the blade. You know, you see kind of what I mean. It doesn't look like your traditional kind of Bowie knife. I mean, it's Bowie-esque, but you know, let you guys be the judge of that. You know, and you see here this beautiful Damascus pattern. It almost looks as if they did some laser etching as well in order to make the Damascus. I mean, I'm not a Damascus expert, but that's kind of what it looks like. Either way, I think it's really cool. So overall, this thing is 14 inches. It's got a pretty good balance to it, I'd say. Balance is about right there, you know, pretty well. 14 inches long. The blade is right at like about 9.9 inches, and it's supposed to be full tang, so nice and hefty. You kind of see what I mean whenever I grab the knife. There's some spacing back here, but for me, that works. And you can almost do two hand positions, one up here kind of choked up on the guard there, or one kind of down here if you want to use it to do some chopping. Either way you could do it. The only thing that I think is kind of silly is for this kind of little choil here. It doesn't make sense. This is not comfortable. Ow, let's see. This is not comfortable at all to put my finger up in here to do some finer work. You know, like this the corner here sticks out, and as I coming in and going out, my finger would, you know, just scratch up against it. So I'm not sure why they did that. Honestly, I think it would have looked cooler if they just would have taken the blade all the way down. But in any case, it's a beautiful knife. I think I paid $49, right at 50 bucks for it. Since I'm in Oregon for a little bit, don't have to pay any sales tax, so that's pretty effing sweet too. The spine, I don't have, like I said, I'm not at my normal place where I do my videos. The spine, I don't know, it's decently thick. Looks like I think it's really beautiful. They've done some pretty nice work. If you see up here, they have some kind of inlay. There's some red set on the gold, and then same thing back here. And then there's even kind of, let me turn it over this way, there's even kind of a Damascus pattern on this butt end piece. It's really cool. And for 50 bucks, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do, right? You know, this could be a hunting knife, or, you know, if you want, I mean, even your everyday carry. Like I said, this would be a really good chopper. It's got really good weight, like so, in the hand, and I think this would be really comfortable. I'm not a huge fan of some of the G10 and even some of the micarta. I mean, I have, if you guys have seen my other video, I do have the Papa Bear by Scar Blades. I do have that, and that is a micarta handle, and it's really, really comfortable. But for some reason, some of those, you know, plastics and, you know, whatever they're made out of just really kind of tend to rub my hand. But these wooden handles are just super comfortable for me. You know, like I said, my hands are kind of big and maybe even odd shaped. I mean, the palm of my hand is not particularly huge, but, you know, my fingers are pretty long. So, you know, it can be difficult for me to find a knife that I think is very comfortable. The blade feels like it's pretty sharp. We're going to give it the old paper test here and see what she'll do. Okay, let's kind of take a look and see. Oops, it's just kind of splitting. Let me try it. Decently sharp. Decently sharp. I mean, could definitely use a little bit more refined of an edge. Maybe just a polishing would do the trick, but overall I'm pretty excited about it. And even, I didn't point out here, even the Damascus comes down into this guard, which is really cool, and it's even on the underside here, you can see. So they put some detail into this knife, and so, you know, all in all, I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna do a separate video as to how this thing kind of performs. You know, we'll try to do some batoning and some other stuff, some chopping. We'll see how she goes. So that's it for this review. If you guys have any questions, comments, you know where to leave them. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper out.